Big Eddie coming at you, Prairie Sun, you know me, see you all the time here on our little posts. We're down here in Studio C, specifically the Prairie Room, Cloud Room, whatever you like to call it, here with my man Josh Klinghoffer, who, amongst other things, plays guitar with the Red Hot Chili Peppers from time to time, I've heard. And what is it, not long ago, this gentleman gave me a phone call and we talked a little bit, and he said that he wanted to come record the Weights Room, and here he is. How you doing?
All right.
All right. And so how's it been so far?
Excellent. Everything I had hoped for and more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I think of when I think of recording studios. You know, it feels like a home. It feels like a place where things happen.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Well, this area we've tried to continue that vibe from Tom all the way through it. People really like that it's got the relaxed feel and the big spaces to work with.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine what it was, how it was set up from the photos I'd seen, and walking in, the way the control room is, and how big and open it is, and couches. It just feels like someone's living room, or more
someone really cool's living room.
Yeah, right. And then this is a amazing studio. The way the walls are painted, it's incredible. It's like nowhere I've ever been. Everything about it.
Cool. I see you guys brought a lot of interesting stuff. It's not every day that we get two Rock and Roll Hall of Famers hanging out here, same place, right? And Jack Irons being the other one, and it looks like...
I kind of consider Jack a double Hall of Famer, so you can almost say three.
Almost, okay. And you guys brought some microphones, some interesting keyboards I saw over there, and stuff.
Yeah, as much as we could fit in the van we rented. Yeah, Jack's been playing this amazing stainless steel kit for a while recently. So I brought up this old Gretsch, and some of the weirder cymbals that I have, which is kind of all of the cymbals I have, so weird sizes. And
that old Gretsch kit's something else.
Yeah,
it's a beauty.
It all feels perfectly at home here. I was wondering if it would feel, if any of this equipment would feel out of place, or...
Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
I don't know what a Korg MS-20 synthesizer in the Weights Room would feel like or look like, but it all seems to, I think after all that it's just a closet,
right.
At one point, and someone brought magic to it at one point, and it's a real honor to be able to see it, let alone be in it and make sounds in it.
Sure. I interned here when they did Bone Machine, and to this day I listened to some of it this morning because you guys were up here. And it's like, I feel this room, I feel this place in the record. It was an amazing time. And it has drawn people from far and wide, like yourself and many others.
Yeah.
Someone who's coming next month, same reason, so,
okay. Yeah, just one of my favorite albums of all time. I listened to it on the way up. I've been listening to it a lot.
When you first heard that record, what was your thought?
This guy's onto something.
Yes.
I think I was pretty young when I heard it, so I just thought, this is the way things should sound. I feel like I would love to do things like this. Being here just kind of makes you feel like you can do whatever you want. You can record any sound, you can mic it any way and from any distance, and it's all worth something. Every
Absolutely.
sound is worth something.
Yep, Oz Fritz and many other engineers use these rooms for reamping and all of that kind of stuff because of that very thing, But really what you're saying, what I'm seeing, is physically also you can spread out and create spaces for stuff to happen. And so what is happening for you? I know you don't have an exact final idea of what you're doing, but what are you doing? Conjuring? Have you written stuff for this?
I write a lot of stuff, and I don't finish most of it because I never quite know where I'm going to record it, or when, or with whom, or what it'll be called when it is recorded. But I've had a bit of a break this past year, and I started to feel like the break might be coming to a close, so I thought it was wise to get some of these things recorded, and my friend Jack Irons moved up to this neighborhood in the last year or so, and when we were on tour together a year ago, he was in the process of moving, and I thought, there's a studio up there that I'm dying to see. I think it's probably about 10 minutes from where you're moving. Would you record with me if I brought up a load of songs, or ideas, or just grooves?
Forms.
Yeah, just things to work on. would you like to work on something with me? And he said yes. And then, as I said, I didn't realize how late in the year it had gotten already. And I called you, and the weeks that we were looking at were available. And I couldn't be more. I feel so lucky. It's been such an honor to be here.
We're always thrilled to have people like you here. We've had so many creative, wonderful, different types of people that have come down here, to make recordings, because they've heard good things about Prairie Sun or because of the waste room or both. And it's something for me, having been around the scenes here off and on for years. It's a legacy, like it's a great thing, and much like you said, I interned on those sessions. Like, I'd never been in a studio. For many years, I thought that's how records were made. It took a long time for me to understand I'd probably never be on a session like that again.
Yeah, well, even just records being made, like they're made here with an amazing console and the gear that's here and the space that's here, inside and outside. Being able to come to a place like this to make your music or put your ideas down, people and bands don't get anymore, that luxury. And I've been really lucky in my life that I've had, some of my earliest recording experiences were still, in spaces like this and in great studios and with microphones like that one. Yeah, I've been really lucky. But yeah, Jack's son, Zach, has a great band, and we were talking, we were talking about, him, have they experienced anything like this yet? And, do bands, nowadays, do they get to experience these kind of places? I hope so. I don't know if they do as much anymore as they used to. This used to be the way it was for everybody.
Exactly, right.
But again, I'll say it 1,000 times. I feel so lucky that this place is still here and
We're still
exists
here.
and allow the likes of me in here.
Yep, that's a tribute to the owner, Luca, who's been doing it in and out through all kinds of stuff. Fantasy just closed down in Berkeley. This is a dying art form, owning one of these types of studios. And yes, fortunately, a lot of younger bands and people coming up who should experience this kind of thing have been coming through, getting that chance. Maybe not with the label budget where they can sit here for a month and do it, but they get in for their week. And people love being here. And I know I do too. I've recorded here as well, and I love it,
Yeah, I live in part of the world that I wasn't even that familiar with until a couple of years ago. And I'm from, down south in this state, and
from that way.
Yeah, that way.
There.
I spent a little bit of time here a couple of years ago, and it's incredible. Yeah, so the fact that this is here, and it's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks. We're really glad to have you.
Thanks for having me.
It's a wonderful thing when creative, awesome folks come through.
Yeah, you haven't seen the last of me.
Nice. Well, we'll keep our doors open.